The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. So last episode, we got to Chaz it up, but now we're taking a step back to the core sets. And Shadow of Infinity, while it's not particularly the most interesting set, I will say I do have a fond memory of this. For those of you who don't know, sneak peeks didn't just take place in local game stores. They actually sometimes took place in malls, like shopping malls. And for this sneak peek in particular, it was actually at the local mall here that we were playing just in the middle of this giant like concourse area where people were just walking by, and we were in this like cordoned off little section opening Shadow of Infinity and playing sealed to be able to crack the new set. And so let's go ahead and get into it. It was a fun little memory that I had that I thought I would share with you guys because of course we're just reliving in the nostalgia at this point. 24 packs of Shadows of Infinity. Let's open pack number 1. And there's a big hit right off the bat. Chainsaw Insect, 2,400 on a normal summon. It does have a very bad downside, but if you remember from the Chaz episode with level modulation, you know, if our deck isn't that good, then having the downside of having the opponent draw a card actually isn't the worst. We also have Saber Beetle, which may be one of the best tribute monsters we've ever had in a series like this because it's just a 2,400 tribute that actually does piercing to the opponent. So this card is a force, and if one of us gets it out, it might be a nightmare for the opponent. There is a super rare, although it isn't particularly a good one, Divine Dragon Excellion. Now, if we pulled multiple of this, then maybe this gets a little bit better, but for the time being, this is a 1,500 tribute. We don't have like Shining Angel to cheat this out or anything, so it's gonna be hard to get multiple of these into the graveyard, but if we pull multiple, maybe there's a strat here. Gokipon is pretty nice as well, just because it's an insect that just adds another insect with 1,500 or less attack to our hand when it's killed by battle, so at least it replaces itself. It's not the worst. Okay, so this card is bad, but it may just be playable by this series standards. This is Anteater Eating Ant, all one word, by the way. So you actually have to special summon this by sending 2 spell or traps you control to the graveyard, so this is a -2 to summon this. 2,000 attack. You can just pop a spell or trap your opponent controls once per turn, but this can't attack the turn you do that. But it is a way to actually special summon something to the field, and there are a lot of like just bad cards we could play, or if we play any of like the ritual monsters, maybe if we don't want to actually summon the ritual, we can just use those spells to summon this. It's a body at the very least, and 2,000 is not really much to scoff at. All right, and there's actually a couple of big hits. Not only do we have a Doom Dozer, which is just the BLS of insects, 2,800 banish 2 insects, so this is definitely going to force us down the insect route to some degree, but also Damage Condenser at ultimate rare. Very pretty ultimate rare too. This card's very fascinating. When you take battle damage, discard a card, special summon 1 monster from your deck with attack less than or equal to the battle damage you took in face-up attack position. This actually synergizes with another card in our deck, and so I'm really hoping we actually get to show that off. Also, Super Junior Confrontation is a very funny card. Activate when an opponent's monster declares an attack, negate the battle, and 1 monster with the lowest attack in face-up attack position your opponent controls battles against 1 monster with the lowest defense in face-up defense position you control after that battle and the battle phase. So it's like a really weird, convoluted, like negate attack, but could actually maybe be somewhat relevant.
Hello, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans of the future. I am looking forward to the new year currently. For you all, it's probably 2 weeks into 2022 already, and I cannot tell what untold horrors 2022 has already brought upon the world by the time you're watching this video. However, there's a lot of good things to come. I'm looking forward to the future of this series and looking forward to it getting better and better, and my getting it better and better, despite the thrashing I may have been receiving for the last, I don't want to count the number of weeks. We are getting to the best parts of GX, meaning the end, including such incredible sets as Shadow of Infinity. This is going to be an interesting one. Starting with pack number 1, I don't know much that's in here. Disciple of the Forbidden Spell is one of the things I know, however. It basically functions as a cataster once at least one of it is in the grave. Glad to see at least one copy of that. Also glad that Saber Beetle is a common. Symbol of Heritage is also a potentially really good card. Malfunction is a useless card. Memory Crusher is a card referenced in many other cards, but I'm not sure if it's any good even in such a limited format. It is terrible, as I don't think there is a single fusion monster in this set. End of the World does herald something actually interesting, as well as Super Junior Confrontation, which I do believe is actually a usable card. Fun fact, this was the original name that the Junior Journey was supposed to have. Goblin Out of the Frying Pan. I remember the name of this card, but not what it does. It's terrible. Gokipon is actually interesting because it sets up the graveyard for a very good card that I do happen to know is in this set. Adhesive Explosive. That's a great one to see. This card is basically, it blocks an attack and functions as removal a turn later. Disciple of the Forbidden Spell is another great common to see. Generation Shift is interesting because it kind of lets you blink a monster for a turn if your opponent has some way of getting around that monster that's temporary. This is a way of kind of like dodging it. Not sure if it's going to be the most hugely impactful card, but I can see it being relevant. Chainsaw Insect. 2400 on a normal summonable body is nothing to sniff at, even if your opponent gets to draw any time that it deals damage. Super Junior Confrontation, another great copy of that card. Another Goblin Out of the Frying Pan. Sand Moth, I also remember being potentially usable, although that's an extremely relative term in this series. When this face down defense position card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard except by battle, oh boy, switch the original attack and defense of this card and special summon it. It does have 2000 defense, so you know, I'll take it. Preborn Frog is in this set. Okay, so it seems like Monarchs are going to be the way to go, and by Monarchs I mean Saber Beetle. Pack number 8, what do we have? We have Option Hunter, which I believe is a Cyber Dark focused card. But let's take a look. Activate only when a monster you controlled is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. Gain life points equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. There's another Saber Beetle though, and a Symbol of Heritage. If I can get one more Saber Beetle, I will be very happy. We're only a third of the way through the opening too, so I think my chances are good.
There's actually one of the few pieces of removal in the set coming in at rare, Adhesive Explosive. This is sort of a throwback to Blast Sphere, if anyone remembers that from the anime. Before damage calc, if this card was attacked by an opponent's monster and was in face down defense position, equip this card to the attacking monster, then during your opponent's next standby phase, destroy the monster this card is equipped to. It's really bad, but honestly, it's kind of playable. Now, I mentioned Super Junior Confrontation. This card synergizes with that quite well. This is Sand Moth. This card is not particularly great, but it is a 2k defender, and if it's destroyed and sent to the grave except by battle while it's face down defense, you switch the original attack and defense of it and special summon it. There's not many cards that are going to be doing that in this set, but it is a 2k defender, so we'll probably end up playing it. Oh my god, we just pulled an ultimate rare Ravel, Lord of Phantasms. Are there even enough Fiend monsters in this entire set to play this? Because that's how you have to summon this thing. I think Haman or Uriah would have maybe been more playable than this thing. I mean, I'm going to try to play this, but I don't think it's going to happen. I still can't believe we pulled that. That card is a fortune, but there is actually an interesting pull. Ruin Queen of Oblivion. If I'm being honest, I kind of wish that this was Demise because I think it would have been a little bit better, but it's a card that actually allows us to attack twice and it's 2300. It is a ritual level 8, so it is a pretty big investment, but if Robert doesn't have a way to establish something like a Saber Beetle, this could be one of the most dominant cards on the board. I also don't want to neglect the other Adhesive Explosive in this pack as well, and there's a card we have not seen yet, Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. This is a common, probably the best normal summon in our deck. When it's summoned, declare different monster card attributes equal to the number of this card in your graveyard, other copies of course. If this card attacks a monster that has the declared attribute, destroy the monster with this card's effect without applying damage calculation. So this is technically removal, and Shadow of Infinity has this gimmick where cards that have multiple names in the graveyard boost like the same card, and this was the best one of those, so we're probably going to play 3 of it if we get it.
Phantasmal Martyrs, a rare rare that I think has to do with the Sacred Beasts, which are cards I fully expect we are never going to play. Activate only when you have 2 or more cards in your hand and control face up any of the Sacred Beasts. Send your entire hand to the graveyard, special summon 3 Phantasmal Martyr tokens. They all suck. Okay, glad we got that out of the way. Pack number 10, BES Covered Core. Now that is another card worth tribute summoning. Let's see what it does. 2500 attack, which is the biggest attack we've seen on a normal summonable so far. When this card is normal summoned, put 2 counters on it. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card attacks, oh, it only potentially loses a counter. That's pretty sick. I'm definitely digging that card. That's a great pull. Let's keep up this good luck. Halfway through. Please tell me this doesn't have to be face-up spells. Please let this be any number of spells. 3 face-up continuous spells. An utterly unusable card. Wow, that's too bad. This card is so sick. It's just, I'm never going to be able to summon it. I don't think there are any continuous spells in this set. Well, the first half of this was wild. The second half is, I can only speculate as to what absurdity we're going to see next. Another chainsaw insect is indeed absurd. Absurdly good. It seems my luck is holding up so far. Damage Condenser as my super rare. I actually think this card is probably really good. Let me take a look. When you take battle damage, discard 1 card, special summon 1 monster from your deck with attack less than or equal to the battle damage you took. That's really, really good. That's a spectacularly good super rare. My super rares so far have been phenomenal, but there's one super rare I want above the others. There's another Disciple of the Forbidden Spell, by the way. I've got my full playset, which is crucial. Another Option Hunter. So far, my rares have not been phenomenal, which is a little bit too bad. There are a couple more things in the rare slot I would like to see. There's one of them. Also Proto Cyber Dragon. Hell yeah. Doom Dozer. Right there. This card is phenomenal. And if I'm going to be running Saber Beetles anyway, and maybe some Gokipons, I'm definitely going to be repping this card. This thing is awesome. Yo, I am so happy to see that. Let's see like 1 more Treeborn Frog, maybe 1 or 2 more of this. This pack is sick. Okay, Ruin is not Demise. We'll start off with that knowledge. We have to accept this card is not Demise, but it's got 2300 attack on a special summonable, which is great because it doesn't take away your normal summon. It can also attack twice. I definitely think this is going to be worth including in my deck, if only because I want to summon it. I'm sure Alex pulled his own Demise too. So, you know, this is how things go. But Ruin is not terrible. Also, Treeborn Frog has been totally upstaged so far. This card is actually probably objectively the better pull of the 2.
Third Adhesive Explosive, a second Sand Moth. I think this also rounds out our playset of Super Junior Confrontation. So overall, looking pretty good. Oh, finally, there is our first copy of Karma Cut. This is a rare, so this is not guaranteed, but discard a card, target a face-up monster, banish it, and all cards with the monster's name in the opponent's graveyard as well. That could be relevant for stuff like Disciple of the Forbidden Spell, but honestly, we're just happy to see any form of removal. Hero Kid is also particularly interesting because we pulled Damage Condenser, because when this card is special summoned, you can special summon any number of Hero Kids from your deck. So in theory, if Robert attacks us, we can Damage Condenser for Hero Kid, and then summon 2 more Hero Kids to the field and swarm a little bit, and that way we have Tribute Fodder. There's also a card that Hero Kid synergizes with as well. Something to think about. Oh man, a second Karma Cut and a second Ravale. It's not ultimate rare though, so I don't care that much, but that's still crazy that we pulled 2 of this card. That's nuts. A second Chainsaw Insect is definitely welcome. The one reason I really like this card is because it trades with Saber Beetle, so if Robert does establish that, we can just hold this in our hand, and if he summons it, we can just attack our Chainsaw Insect into it, trade him out, and that way we don't have to worry about it. I think this also rounds out our Disciple of the Forbidden Spell as well, so looking good. Man, another copy of Ruin. That's really unfortunate it's not Demise, because Demise is just a house and probably a game-winning card in this format, so it sucks, but it may be something we still want to consider. If anything, we could sack 1 copy of Ruin for another if we're playing the Ritual spell, so that way we only require 1 monster, so it's less commitment. Ooh, Option Hunter is sort of a cool card. So this is a trap that you can activate only when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to grave. You gain life points equal to the original attack of the destroyed monster. So if Robert attacks over something that we have that's quite large, like a Chainsaw Insect or a Saber Beetle, we actually gain 2400 life points. This is a bit of a minus from that perspective, but in a format like this, that could be okay. This is the card I was alluding to earlier with the Hero Kids, Miracle Kids. Target a monster your opponent controls. That target loses 400 attack for each hero hero kid in your graveyard until the end phase. So it's a bit of a battle trick, and when the best forms of removal are Karma Cut and, you know, stuff like Adhesive Explosive, then having a card like this actually could make the difference in some combat, because Robert and I are most likely going to be playing the same types of monsters with the exact same attack stat, and so even if just one hero kid is in the graveyard, if we make it have a 400 attack reduction, we could win combat.
All right, we are now over 2/3 of the way through our pack opening. So far, so good. It's been solid. There's another Gokipon. I don't know how many of these I've seen so far, but I'm glad to see another one to get us closer to that Doom Dozer mark. Karma Cut, I forgot this card was in this set. This is my first time seeing Karma Cut. I could have been blissfully aware of my terrible rare luck so far if they hadn't just showed me this one Karma Cut. Such is life. Such is my lot in Sealed Showdown. I'm still excited for everything else that I've seen so far, and one Karma Cut at least is pretty sick. Princess Current and another Ruin. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I am pretty happy with seeing another Ruin. I will not complain about that. Princess Current probably doesn't do anything worthwhile. Cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except with Trial of the Princesses. And I think that requires the Magicians. So this is probably unplayable. Another Princess Curran. Wow, now that I know what rares are available to me, I am very, very disappointed to see that one. Cyclone Boomerang. This is probably an elemental hero card I can't use, just to really sweeten my rare luck so far. Yep, Wild Heart. Okay, last couple of packs. Let's see if we can just really round out with a couple of good rares. Although, who am I kidding? It's me. 2022 isn't going to change my rare luck. Pack number 23, Karma Cut. Yo, new year, new me, I guess. Glad to see a Karma Cut. This card is sick and is so good. Wow, I am totally washed out. Hopefully this isn't a sign that like nuclear Armageddon is happening in the world of the future. Okay, last pack. This has been a wild opening. 2 Ruin and 2 Karma Cut and 2 Treeborn Frog. I couldn't ask for more, except maybe a Doom Dozer. Let's open our last pack. Actually, a second Adhesive Explosive isn't terrible, and I definitely have my playset of Saber Beetle now. This has been a fantastic opening. I'm really happy with what I got. Hopefully, Alex wasn't Alex, and in this new year of new beginnings has begun not opening the nuts every time he touches a pack.
Hey, there he is, the good old Treeborn Frog. A fantastic card because it can just keep resurrecting itself as long as we don't have back row. And honestly, the back row in this set kind of sucks. Now, the one thing that's bad about Treeborn Frog is that Saber Beetle's in the format and that pierces. However, this is a way we can constantly keep getting tribute fodder for our Saber Beetle, so we're probably going to play it. Also, Ancient Gear Castle, an interesting card because there's some Ancient Gear stuff in this set. Each time a monster is normal summoned or set, place a counter on this card, and if you tribute summon an Ancient Gear monster face up, you can tribute this card instead with the counters, and all Ancient Gears gain 300 attack. I don't think we have enough Ancient Gear cards to make this card really worth it, though. All right, so guys, so only a few packs left of Shadow of Infinity. Honestly, our pulls are looking pretty good. I would like to see another Karma Cut here in the close if possible. That pack's a bit of a dud. Let's see if we can hope for the best here. I think we already have a playset of Adhesive Explosive, sadly, but if we do go the Miracle Kids route, that's another copy of it. And here comes our last pull here. Can we get anything good? Didn't look like it. Let's scroll back up here quickly. Yeah, I think we already have the playset of Hero Kids if we did want to do that. So some interesting strategies to employ here, and I'm curious to see what Robert's going to come up with as well, because depending on what you pull, you might be pulled in some different directions here. Let's get to building.
Wow, this set is really something. I did get pretty good holos and pretty good commons and rares to boot, so I honestly can't complain about my opening. This set is just a GX, what could I say? I expect this one to actually be a pretty fun one. There are some kind of cool things going on here. It's certainly better than Elemental Energy was, so let's give thanks for that. We'll start off with the 3 Saber Beetle. This card is about as stable can get. 1 BES covered core, it is a true tribute, but it has 2500 attack, which gets over pretty much everything. It has the potential to avoid destruction a few times, which is kind of cute. And it, you know, if it stays on the board long enough, it may work toward another strategy we have coming up. Anyway, we've got 1 Anteater Eating Ant. There are a bunch of very conditional back row. There's a good chance that just being able to summon an extra body is better than having really conditional back row on the field. And this can get rid of cards that Alex has. It's mostly just the additional body. We've got 1 Doom Dozer. Wish I got more of this card. This card's nuts. The insects in this set are also pretty decent. We've got 2 Treeborn Frog. This is effectively a monarch strategy, to the extent that Saber Beetle is a monarch. Having the extra body every turn, it could potentially be helpful. It is Saber Beetle bait, that is definitely true, but if I don't have a play to make with it, I might just leave it in the grave. 3 Sandmoth, because it's got 2,000 defense. Enough said. 3 Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. This card is terrible, but potentially usable in this set. You basically just need one attribute, and that attribute is Earth, and that's about it. 2 Chainsaw Insect. This card is really terrible, but it's got 2,400 attack points, and it trades on advantage if it destroys a monster and gives you extra tempo, so it is worth running the 2 that I have. Same with Adhesive Explosive. It loses you a little bit of tempo, but it can get rid of a problem monster if you really want, and it's good enough to bait Alex into some suboptimal attack patterns. We've got 3 Hero Kid. This seems highly suspect, and honestly, it is, but it's got some funny things that go with it. If you damage Condenser into it, you can get 3 monsters on the field, which is pretty cute. It turns damage Condenser from a minus into a plus. It also has interaction with Miracle Kids, which is a genuinely good piece of removal / battle trick. By genuinely good, I mean usable in this set. If I can get at least 1 Hero Kid into the graveyard, I'm going to start winning battles very, very quickly. Hero Kid is also good because it is a 2-star, which combines with 6 stars for... Anyway, we have 3 Tenkabito Shien as well. This card is somehow the 3rd best normal summon in the set. Woo! We scrape in the bottom of the barrel. It is immune to all of the trap cards, hilariously as well, including Generation Shift, so you can't Generation Shift your own Tenkabito Shien for reasons, but you know, it's worth running because it runs over a great many things in this set. It is also a 4 for my copium strategy of the week. We've got 2 Ruin and 2 End of the World. I got the 2 Ruin, and so I want to play it. It would be sick if I could use this to clear the board, and honestly, while it seems terrible at face value, I fully expect to be putting Hero Kids in the graveyard, so it will have the protection of Miracle Kids oftentimes. It is really bait for Karma Cut, but I expect by the time I have access to Ruin, I will have already made Alex use his Karma Cuts, or he will have used them proactively. So I think it's worth trying out. There's a good chance I side it out though. Next we have 1 Symbols of Heritage. It's there. I have a lot of 3-ofs in this set, and being able to summon a Saber Beetle from the grave in the late game seems pretty good. I don't want to run more of this because I don't want to see more of this, but if I potentially top deck this in the grind game, it could be a huge swing in tempo. 1 Damage Condenser, 2 Karma Cut because I only have 2, 3 Super Junior Confrontation as an extra battle trick, 3 Miracle Kids, 2 Generation Shift, which allows you to dodge out of things like Karma Cut and Adhesive Explosive, and turns Disciple of the Forbidden Spell on basically immediately, which is kind of cute. Our side deck is pretty much all of the potentially usable things that I didn't want to put in the main deck. If the grind game is real silly, I may bring in a second Symbol of Heritage just to get more free monsters on the field. 2 Malfunction. This card is terrible. It's really awful, and there's no way around that. But if Alex is running the requisite number of trap cards that either have a specific activation condition, such as Damage Condenser, or discards a card, such as Damage Condenser, this card may actually be worthwhile. If you can basically turn off a trap card for 1 trigger, or make Alex discard an extra card, it may just be worthwhile. And if he's on low cards, this may just win me the game. I do need to see those requisite cards with the specific activation conditions and discard costs in order to make sure that I'm going to be bringing this in. Next, we have 3 Option Hunter. Because, you know, it gives you life points. It's a neg though, which is why it's not in the main deck. 3 Chain Thrasher, it can attack multiple times. If Alex is also running similarly dinky monsters, I'll probably bring this in. 3 Gokipon, again, this is Saber Beetle bait, and so I chose not to put it in the main deck because it really doesn't accomplish anything except potentially getting me an additional monster to hand. It just loses tempo all around, and so I'd rather just run the insects that I have. 3 Ancient Gear Cannon also potentially protects me in battle. There's not a lot to be run in the side deck here, so I figured something that has some potential utility might come up in an unforeseen way. This is a weird deck. This is gonna be a weird episode. I'm excited to see what happens. I bet we're gonna see some interactions you've never seen before.
Konami, please answer me the question why you released a booster set containing a card like Ravel, Lord of Phantasms, and released no other Fiend monster monsters in the entire set, at least that I pulled, that I'm able to actually use to summon this thing, because that would have been awesome, but yet here we are. Now, this is what we came up with. It's a bit of a mishmash, but there are some cool tricks with this set, so let's go ahead and do the card by card. So first up, we have the Adhesive Explosive. This is primarily just removal to get rid of big stuff like Saber Beetle and the like, so I'm happy I have 3 of this, even though I don't have 3 Karma Cut. I am playing 1 Anteater eating ant. I think this card's generally pretty bad, but if there's an instance where I want to try to get like maybe Treeborn Frog back online, or maybe some of my back row just are doing nothing and I want to get a guy just established on the field, then this card at 1 I feel like is okay. I am playing Chain Thrasher. Now this guy actually gains additional attacks based on the number of Chain Thrasher I have in the graveyard, and so this card can actually be pretty devastating. It can also contest some of the smaller monsters in this format, so it's not the greatest, but it can actually deal a lot of damage very quick. If I know that Robert has something like a Gokipon or a Hero Kid, then maybe Chain Thrasher can actually clean them up quite quickly. We have 2 Chainsaw Insect, just a fantastic pull, happy we got it. 3 Disciple of the Forbidden Spell to deal with really anything that may stand in our way. Then we have the 1 Doom Dozer, wish I had more of this, but it's our biggest bomb, so it's pretty nice. 3 Gokipon, because it constantly just generates another card, so I just like having just options there, essentially. And then the 3 Hero Kid. I did decide to go with this because we're kind of lacking in the playables department, and I really think Miracle Kids might be able to be the MVP of this episode, just because we have Hero Kid. If we can pull off the Damage Condenser Hero Kid combo, that's going to be pretty sick. We only have 2 Saber Beetles, so that's a bit concerning, but I guess it's better than only having 1, and knowing Robert's luck, that's probably what he got. We've also got 3 Sand Moth, 2K Defender's pretty nice, and this set doesn't have a ton of removal, so this could stick around for a while. I'm also playing 3 copies of Tenkabito Shien. Now this card is just a 1500 that's unaffected by other trap effects, and what's nice about this is that means it's immune to stuff like Karma Cut. So if Robert only has Karma Cut and he has no monsters and we're just like poking with this, it's sort of like Wild Heart in a way, right? Where it actually just is sort of a pain to deal with. And so again, we're sort of lacking in the playables department. I figure this card is okay. And then rounding out the monsters, we of course have the Treeborn Frog. Then the traps, Damage Condenser. The one dream I'm hoping with this is that Robert hits us with like his own Saber Beetle, and then we get to summon our own off of this card. That would be amazing. 3 Generation Shift. Now Fire King players know this card. Target a face a monster you control, destroy that target, then add a card with the same name as the card destroyed from your deck to your hand. Now, in theory, this card sounds like garbage, but where this has application is in the instance of something like Karma Cut. So say Robert goes to Karma Cut one of our monsters, we can chain Generation Shift in response, get rid of it before Karma Cut resolves, and actually get a fresh copy of it to our hand. And Karma Cut technically did its job by removing the monster, but Robert also had to discard for that as well, and then we have another threat to get back onto the field. And most of the cards in our deck we're playing more than 1 copy of, so it's going to be live, and I think there's some cool little tricks we can do with this card. Speaking of Karma Cut, we've got a pair of them, the 3 Miracle Kids as aforementioned, 1 Option Hunter. I don't think this card's very good, but it could prolong the game potentially, especially if you get hit by like, I don't know, like a Doom Dozer over like a Saber Beetle, like that could be pretty good. And then 2 Super Junior Confrontation. This isn't removal, it kind of just like is a bad negate attack, but there could be applications with Sand Moth where this is pretty relevant. For the side, I have a couple more Anteater eating ant in case this card overperforms. 2 Machine King Prototype. This card just another guy. He doesn't do anything, and I kind of like the Tenkabito Shien over this because this has the trap protection. This is slightly bigger, which could be relevant, but I've got a few of them here. Ruin Queen of Oblivion. As much as I would love to play this card in the main deck, End of the World specifically says you have to tribute monsters whose levels exactly equal that of Ruin. So we can't like use our Raviels to like over tribute with End of the World. It has to be exact. We don't have many level 8s, and the numbers aren't really going to really justify themselves. I mean, I guess we have a lot of 4s if you look at Chain Thrasher and Chainsaw Insect and Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. I guess Sand Moth and Tenkabito Shien as well. But do I really want a 3-for-1 myself for a Ruin just to lose to a Karma Cut? That just seems like a bad idea. I'm also playing 2 Symbol of Heritage. This is a neat card because if 3 or more monsters with the same name in our grave, this is Monster Reborn, or I guess maybe Premature Burial is a bit more accurate because it's an equip spell, and we have a lot of 3-ofs, but it's going to take a while for us to get there, so I'm not really sure this card's that good. I am playing 3 Malfunction. This card is a counter trap that negates a trap and returns it to its original position. What's neat is that if we can potentially go for game, then we could actually maybe negate a Karma Cut, and Robert won't be able to activate it again because it resets the Karma Cut. So there could actually be an instance where this card's not bad, and then we also have another Super Junior Confrontation in case it maybe does come up. But this can be a weird episode. I'm curious to see the direction Robert took because, again, depending on your polls, like he could maybe try to go for like some Haman or Uriah bullshit knowing him, but we'll have to see. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Buddy, Shadow of Infinity. You know, we think like we do like some of these side sets. We thought that was gonna be like bad, and to be fair, like Jaden ended up being like the best thing we've ever experienced.
Jaden was amazing.
And now we're back to reality, right? The core GX sets.
Yep.
God, do these sets suck.
They are truly garbage. And let me tell you, I just got my booster shot today, so I preemptively blame all my misplays on feverish delirium. So I'm covered there.
Perfect. At least you have an excuse for when you get your ass kicked. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Like, this set, it's notorious for the Sacred Beast Ultimate Rares, which are now like thousands of dollars on the secondary market. But aside from that, like nothing else too crazy, you know?
Yep. Nothing too crazy is about what I would refer to this set as.
Yeah, of course. So let's go ahead and shout out the patron. It is Ocean McCool. What a cool name, bro. Thank you for the support. And damn, I'm already getting my ass kicked. All right.
Alrighty. Okay.
What are you going to do, buddy?
I'm going to go first.
Oh, good. You're not playing any cards in the extra deck, so I can't. What is the card? Memory Crusher or something?
That was exactly my logic.
How could I forget to put my D3S frogs in my extra deck? All right, buddy. Right. Good luck. Make sure you draw your card.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, that's an idea. I am going to set one monster, and I am going to... Ooh, I'm actually just going to, if the crown will allow, end my turn. Okay, we're good.
Well, I was about to say, you're thinking long and hard about Shadow of Infinity of all things.
I am.
We'll go to main one. There's only like 2 good monsters to set, like in this entire set. It's like Sand Moth and the, what is it, the Adhesive Explosive or whatever. Everything else, it's like you could set it, but it kind of just is not very good.
True.
So, buddy, I like your move so much. I'm going to set.
Incredible.
But I'm going to set myself 4 cards face down in addition to that.
What on God's flat fuck is happening here?
Go ahead.
Holy. Oh, well, that's interesting, I guess.
What? It's just 4 back row, buddy. What are you worried about?
Oh, I mean, I'm not worried about your back row. I'm worried about coming up with something worthwhile to do with this hand.
Fantastic.
I am going to set a monster and a pair of back row and end my turn.
Interesting. So there's your back row. Okay. So we'll draw. What do we want to do? I guess we can give this a shot, right? Okay. I'm going to run out my Chain Thrasher.
Ooh, okay. All right.
This card sucks. I'm going to go to battle. The purpose of this card is to bait your Adhesive Explosive. So
it is, however, big enough to get over my hero kid.
Oh, on the hero kid. Okay. All right. Honestly, like, that's another strat. It can get over it. It can get over like 2 things, I think, and that's one of them.
True.
So I'm not going to complain. I guess I'm just going to pass there. He did something. I never thought I'd say that.
Let's draw for turn. Are you kidding me? God.
Is it the 3rd hero kid?
Okay. Jesus. I guess I set a monster and end my turn.
Oh my God. Oh, that's very funny. Okay, I'm gonna go to main 1.
Okay.
Buddy, you know what's better than 1 Chain Thrasher?
Oh my God.
2 Chain Thrasher.
At least one of them isn't in your graveyard, although it would accomplish exactly the same thing.
Let's hit your other hero kid. Let's see what happens.
It is a Treeborn Frog.
Oh, it's Treeborn. Okay, okay. Can we hit the hero kid here?
Your 2 Chain Thrasher is big enough to get over my 2 Treeborn
Frog.
Frog.
Chain Thrasher's OP.
So
all right,
good.
buddy, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna draw for turn. Oh my God. Okay.
It's like you have those 2 back row there, so you don't get those Treeborn Frogs back.
It's true.
Wait, you don't want to. Okay, here's the play, buddy. You double karma cut my Chain.
Oh, wow. Do I have just like a really... Okay, this is a terrible strategy. But it might just be the move. Okay. All right. Is this really the move? Is this really what we're doing here? Okay.
We're playing Shadow of Infinity, yes.
I'm going to set a monster and end my turn.
Okay. We'll draw.
Okay.
Jeez. Let's see. Well, I guess it's been working so far. I'll go to battle.
Well, you were right about baiting out the Adhesive Explosive.
We got there. Okay, so now this gets equipped to my monster.
That's true.
I think it goes in your zone, but whatever.
Oh,
I'll
does it
keep
go in
here.
my zone? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and then, so it's going to die during my opponent's next standby phase.
That
okay,
is
so
during my opponent's next standby phase. So it will go on your next turn.
on my next turn,
Yep.
yes. God, this card sucks. Okay, I'll hit
It's
for
so
1,000.
terrible. Okay, I will take 1,000.
Okay, and then second main, I guess I will set another monster and pass the turn. This is going
Incredible.
quite
I will
well.
draw for. Oh no! Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. I will end my turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna draw. In the draw phase,
Okay.
I've got a pretty sick play here. I
Okay.
am going to generation shift the chain thrasher that is equipped with adhesive explosive.
That's perfectly fine.
No response? Okay,
No
so
response.
it's gonna die, this dies, this dies. We're gonna grab ourselves a new copy of Chain Thrasher
That's
here.
pretty good.
It's that's a cool little synergy, right? Okay,
It's
I'm gonna
pretty
go to
cute.
standby, then main one. I guess I'm just gonna run out the Chain Thrasher.
Okay.
And what's cool is my Chain Thrashers now have 2 attacks.
Yes, they do.
So I'll try to go to battle here.
Okay.
Try to hit for 2k.
Your Chain Thrasher is now a 1,000 attack point vanilla.
Yeah, of course. All right, so we knew Karma Cut was the punish here. Do I have a response? I do not. Okay, so this gets banished. My other Chain Thrasher now goes. The effect of Karma Cut, the secondary effect, coming quite relevant here. I'll hit you for
Indeed.
another 1,000.
I'll take it. Do you think this set sealed is the reason why they gave Karma Cut that second effect?
Honestly, I mean, I feel like it fits very thematically. But to be fair, if you didn't have Karma Cut, you were going to be in trouble.
I was
there.
going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, yeah. Finally, a monster I will normal summon to Tenkabito
Ooh,
Shien.
Tenkabito Shien's pretty nice, too.
He's pretty decent. And I am going to get rid of that Chain Thrasher.
Damn, he was doing so much, though.
He
All
was.
right, so I'll take the 5. He's down.
Okay. And I will end my turn.
You fool. This is where I return from the different dimension your ass.
That would
Okay,
be amazing. I would
Okay.
I would call a judge, but I would be very impressed.
Okay, what are we gonna do? I think I'm gonna go ahead and tribute off the Sand Moth for a Saber Beetle.
Oh, that's not good.
This card's pretty decent. You got anything?
I do not have anything.
All right, let's try to get over the Shien.
Okay, I will take 900.
Okay, and I think I am going to pass the turn. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I'll draw for turn. Well, that's not nothing. I am going to main phase 1, normal summon myself a Disciple of the Forbidden Spell.
Yes, this card is great.
And I am
When
going
you have multiple of them.
that is true. I am going to attack into what is probably an Adhesive Explosive.
That is correct, so we're equipping.
Alrighty. And it is your go.
Okay, we'll go ahead and draw. Main 1. I mean, if I attack Disciple, it's going to die anyway from the explosive, so it doesn't make like a huge difference. See, that'll be 700. God, everything in this set just has such low attack.
It's true.
Ugh, it's not great. All right, I'm going to run out Goki Paw.
Incredible. Okay.
We're going to get that Saber Beetle in there.
I am going to generation shift my Disciple of the Forbidden Spell.
Sure.
Okay. And there it goes.
There goes the explosive.
And I will grab my second one.
Okay. And then redeclare. Hit for 24.
I will take 24.
And we'll take 8 as well.
I will take 8.
Okay. And then second main, I will set myself another card face down and pass it to you.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I'm deciding if I want to do something during the draw phase here.
Ooh, okay.
That probably won't help me, ultimately. So I think I do just need to normal summon my Disciple of the Forbidden Spell and declare Earth.
That's fine.
Okay, I am going to go into battle, and I am going to run directly into your Karma Cut.
It's fine.
Okay, and I will end my turn.
All right. We will draw. That is hilarious. Main 1.
Okay. I'm amazed that this guy actually stuck and had a relevant effect.
It's pretty good.
What a world we
Pretty
live
good.
in.
Well, I suppose I'll flip this Goki pawn to defense.
Groundbreaking.
And yeah, right. Then I think I'm going to Am I gonna pass? Yeah, I think I'll pass there.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. That ain't nothing. I am going to just go straight into the battle phase and attack into your Goki pawn.
Sure. Doesn't get to resolve here because it's not being killed by battle, because Disciple will kill it prior.
And I will end my turn.
Okay. We'll draw then. Main 1. I mean, I'm not really in a rush here, I don't think. I think I'm just going to pass.
Okay, I will draw for turn. Okay, that is not the worst thing in the world. There's still not really any point to my... Oh, well, that wouldn't work anyway. I'm going to go into battle phase. I will swing in directly with my Disciple.
I'm going to take the 17 here, and then I think on the resolution of that, I'm going to activate Damage Condenser.
Ooh, you got one of these. That's pretty cute.
I did. This card's pretty sick. It's an ultimate rare, too, so it's a very pretty version. I'm going to discard this copy of a Hero Kid.
Ah, you are also running the Hero Kid strategy, I see.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to talk about this. It's fun. So I actually can go ahead and special another Hero Kid if I'd like, which is kind of cool. Could also get my own Disciple. The problem is with getting my own Disciple, I don't get the effect. It has to be on normal. Oh no, it is summon, but I don't have any other Disciples engraved, so actually I still wouldn't get the effect anyway. You know what? I actually do like getting the Hero Kid, so I'm going to get him out, and then that triggers his effect, so I'm going to get a second one.
Sounds good.
The first one from Damage Condenser has to go and attack, though, so I will do that.
Main phase 2, I will decide if I want to set a back row. No, I will not set a back row here. I will end my turn.
Okay, I'll go ahead and draw then. We'll head on over to main 1. And kind of like this, did not think I was going to do this, if I'm being honest. I am going to send my Miracle Kids and my Super Junior Confrontation to Graves to summon Anteater Eating Ant.
Anteater Eating Ant. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm going to use the effect to blow up your back row.
Okay, I will chain Miracle Kids targeting your Anteater Eating Ant.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. So he's down to 16. Joke's on you. He can't attack anyway. I will actually then go ahead and tribute off this Hero Kid and attack for a Saber Beetle.
Okay.
And we'll go to battle. What's this? Attack, you go down to 12.
Oh, it has to attack.
Correct. It has to attack. This is not like Sasuke Samurai 4 or any crazy shit like that. This card is not as good as you think. It's a common. And I really wish I could just kill you with the Anteater Eating Ant. I should have just not even used the effect, but whatever. I was afraid of Karma Cut more than anything, if I'm being honest. So I'll just go to battle. I'm going to hit with this.
Okay, I will take the 700.
Correct. And then second main, I don't have anything else. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Standby phase, I will bring back my Treeborn Frog.
Oh, please do. I can't wait to Saber Beetle the shit out of that card.
Buddy, you will not get the chance. I am going to tribute it for BES Covered Core.
Oh, excuse me, sir. This is a 7-star monster.
Oh, it's got 7 stars. I can read. Wow. See, it's just the COVID.
We thought BES Tetran was bad. This card's 2 tributes.
This card's 2 fucking tributes. What am I doing with my life, buddy?
Blame the booster shot.
I do blame the booster shot. That's exactly what's going on. And with that, I mean, I have nothing else to do with my turn. It's all you.
Okay. All right. Fair.
You know, if I had been really thinking about the fact that BES Covered Core is a 2 tribute, there was an opportunity that I had to use Miracle Kids to get Treeborn and put that card out there. But there's still a possibility that you only get 2 uses out of BES Covered Core.
Correct. You're just like the core person, right?
It's
you have the
definitely
big
true.
cores, the Tetran. Well, I mean, I had Tetran too, but the core too, and now you have Covered Core. I mean, it only gets better for you, buddy.
Yeah, it's a matter of loyalty, Alex, and I am going to go first and hope that loyalty pays off this time.
Well, you're loyal to going first, that's for sure. Good luck, buddy. Let's see how this can treat you.
Oh, wow, that's hilarious. Oh no!
I hope your hand is like triple Hero Kid. That would be amazing.
I am going to set 3 back row, and I am going to end my turn.
Oh. Ooh, interesting. Okay, well, we'll go to main 1. Nothing in standby, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose 3 back row. Wow.
Yeah.
I will set 1, and I'll set 1 back row of my own and pass it to you.
I'm disappointed in you, Alex. Okay, draw.
I wish I had the back row like I
Okay.
had last game. That
All
was
right.
great.
That's starting to be something. Okay. Well, I am going to normal summon myself a Tenkabito Shien.
Sure.
Let's go to battle and let's see if we clear an Adhesive Explosive.
You are not clearing anything in the
Is
face
it a
of
fucking
sand moth, fool.
Of course it's a goddamn sand moth. Yeah, I will take my 500. It is your go.
It's so bad that like Tenkabito Shien's stats are like above average for this.
I know. I can't believe this is like the second best normal summonable beat stick.
It's truly tragic, in all honesty. Okay, main 1. He is kind of an asshole though because he is immune to traps, and that's actually
true.
pretty relevant for this set.
What's hilarious is he is also immune to your own generation shit.
Correct. So if he's ever in danger, you can't just tag him out for another. Let's see how I want to do this. I do have a couple of things I can do, but I don't exactly like either of them. Well, I suppose I'm gonna have to do this avenge. Do I? I don't know.
So much commitment, such vigor, Alex.
Yeah.
Shadow of Infinity.
I'm really
inspiring
hyping this
the
one
best
up,
in
aren't
all
I?
of us. Yeah.
I think so.
That's true.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually just gonna set another back row and throw it to you.
I am insulted. Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn. That's really funny. I guess I set a monster. It is your
Perfect.
go.
All right, we'll go ahead and draw. Exactly what I wanted to see. I shall match your Shien with my own Shien.
Oh boy.
We'll go to battle. Let's see if it's long for this Earth hitting the set.
It is a hero kid.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, now your Miracle Kids is now enabled for the card that is immune to trap effects. Fantastic.
Yep,
I will
definitely.
pass the turn.
All right, I will draw for turn. Oh, this is what a game, Alex. What a game.
Don't you love Yu-Gi-Oh?
I'm gonna go to battle phase, and I'm just gonna try and clear your Tenkabito
We're gonna
Shien.
crash our Shiens.
We are going to crash our Shiens.
Sure, we have no responses to this because they're both immune to traps. So
They
yeah,
are
that's fine.
indeed, and I'm going to set a monster, and it is your go.
Okay, I will draw for turn here. What would you set? I'm gonna find out with the worst card in my hand, which is Chain Thrash.
Excellent, as well
Hit
you
the
should.
second hero kid,
It
buddy.
is absolutely the second hero kid.
Oh my god, it's coming up. All right, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna draw for turn. Ooh.
Yep. Is it the third hero kid?
It is much better than the third hero kid. It is my Disciple of the Forbidden Spell.
That's like actually a good card. Why don't
It
you
is
play that?
a good card is a stretch. I'm going to go to battle and I am going to attack into your Chain Thrasher.
How much do I care about this?
Wildly, I'm sure. What a stupid game.
Shadow of Infinity, ladies and gentlemen. Shadow of Infinity at its finest. I sort of like keeping
your 1,000 attack point monster. Please.
Kind of.
Please use a Karma Cut.
Kind
here.
of. I'm thinking about it. I'll be honest. I'm thinking about it. The problem is with this set is that Karma Cut's such a good card, but every target we have for it is just ass. So,
You're like, what are you gonna? You gotta Karma Cut a
all right,
Disciple of a
fuck
Forbidden
it,
Spell.
fuck it.
Okay, there
We're
it goes.
Karma Cutting him.
There
I want my
goes your
tempo.
hero kid. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I
is-
lied when I said that Chain Thrasher was the worst card in my hand because Hero Kid actually was.
Yeah. It's your go, buddy.
Yeah, I sort of want to keep my tempo here, so I'm going to go to main phase 1, and my tempo is going to stay with a... we'll go with a Disciple of the Forbidden Spell of our own. Sure.
Incredible. Okay, yeah.
Battle will hit for 1,000.
I will take 1,000.
How about 17?
I will take 1,700 and I will activate Damage Condenser.
Ooh, got one of your own.
And I will
Okay.
discard my third hero kid.
Now I'm thinking here. I may actually want to do something.
Are you
about
gonna
this.
malfunction me, Alex? Are you going to malfunction my damage condenser into
the fun of malfunction,
Disciple
Robert?
Spell?
The fun of malfunction is that it still makes you pay the cost. So I'm
true.
thinking about it.
You're gonna make me pay a 4th hero kid, a treeborn frog.
You're looking kind of desperate over there, in all honesty. Like, if you're just like setting hero kids and like Disciple the Forbidden Spell was like
I
the
now
best
have
card?
the strongest miracle kid ever produced.
That is true. For all the fucking good that'll do. Kind of. I'm actually tempted. You've been pretty weak over. I'm gonna fucking malfunction.
There it goes. Okay. You know, sometimes that happens.
All right, I'm gonna set a card and pass. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn.
I can now officially say in my Yu-Gi-Oh career, I have activated and resolved malfunction, and it actually served a purpose.
It was not totally dead. I am going to. Wow, this is how we're doing this, huh? This is how it's gonna go.
I told you that was the play. You're so weak right now.
I am going to normal summon Chain Thrasher. We're going to go into battle phase, and I can't let you have that tempo for that much longer.
It's so good. Oh my god.
Buddy. Are you considering karma cutting my Chain Thrasher? Am I about to get my Chain Thrasher karma cut?
I'm actually thinking about doing a much worse play, as a matter of fact.
I am horrified to find out what that is. Considering doing here.
I need to do some math. Hold on. Oh my god. You know, this may be as juicy as this gets. I'm gonna do it. I am going to activate Super Junior Confrontation.
Oh my god.
So your attack is going to get negated, and then the lowest monster attack on your field is going to battle the lowest defense monster on my field that's in face-up defense position. So, do you have any response to this, buddy?
I do not have a response.
Okay, so you're going to battle my Sand Moth and take 1,000 damage from that.
Okay, and now here's a juicy thought. Okay, I'm going to take the 1,000.
Okay.
Now the question is, no, that's gotta be terrible, right? That cannot be the right play.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Decisions must be made here, Alex. They're really terrible decisions too. Okay, I gotta do some reading for a second here.
I will tell you right now, if you were thinking about damage condensering your that, I don't even know if you can, but you might want to read the last line of Super Junior Confrontation.
Oh, it ends the battle phase. Okay, yeah, that is definitely going to change my calculus here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So
we're in main phase 2 now.
Main phase 2. I am going to do nothing and end my turn.
Excellent. I will draw. Ooh.
This is not going the best it could go.
What do you mean? I'm having a blast, buddy.
I'm
I
sure
just got
you
to use
are.
Super Junior Confrontation and malfunction on you. I'm having a great time. Okay, so let's see. The problem with malfunction is that it sucks, and you still have the damage condenser.
I do indeed still have the damage condenser.
So this doesn't actually solve the problem at hand here. So the question now becomes, how exactly do I want to do this? Let's see. Okay. Here's one for you, buddy. You ready?
Okay.
I'm going to
We'll
switch
see.
Sand Moth to attack mode.
Spectacular.
I'm going to normal summon Chainsaw Insect.
Okerly dokerly.
I'm going to go to battle.
Okay.
I'm going to have Disciple hit into Thrasher.
Okay. I am going to make a decision here.
Okay.
That's a cute idea, but ultimately an unhelpful one if I do it that way. You did this in a very smart order.
Didn't I?
Okay. That's so
This is what we like to call play around the damage condenser pro gamer move.
Yes, it definitely is. Oh, wow. That can't be the right play. That really
Now you're speaking my language.
Can't be the right play. Because if I just don't do anything, you just win the game right here.
Correct. This is lethal on board. I think even if you damage condenser, I still think it's lethal.
Yeah.
Because you're going to take 700 from this, go down to 31. And then I've got 2,000s that can hit you. So that would put you down to 11. And then even if you summon something off of the damage condenser for 1,000, the Chainsaw Insect would hit you for 14.
Okay. Proceed to damage step.
Show me Miracle Kids.
Here is Miracle Kids, targeting your Disciple of the Forbidden Spell.
Yep, so he's drained by 12, so I go down to 5, so then I'll take 500 from this. I knew you had something, but I basically had to threaten something out of you, so that is where we are at. Okay, now, how do I want to proceed with the rest of this here? Could have more Miracle Kids in the back row, because this card's not good enough to be a hard once per turn.
True.
I know you have Damage Condenser set. The last card could be also still Karma Cut as well. Let's attempt to trade Thrashers here.
Okay. This move seems really deeply suspect, but I am also going to Miracle Kids your Thrasher here.
Interesting. I mean, you're trading off parts of my board.
This, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go down to 0. So I'm going to take 1,000 here.
Yep.
Thrasher down, and then I'm going to put Sand Moth into Thrasher.
Yeah, that is perfectly fine.
Okay. I am going to elect to pass the turn here.
That is what I had the feeling you were going to do. And I am going to...
You think I'm going to give you a Saber Beetle, buddy? I don't know what planet you're living on.
I am going to end my turn.
Okay. We'll draw. That's funny. What do you got in here? Just a bunch of hero kids. You have a Chain Thrasher. Yes.
Gonna give you the chain thrashing of a lifetime, let me tell you.
It seems like you're the one who's been getting thrashed
That's
so far.
true. My deck really has elected not to give me my useful cards this time around.
Now, Damage Condenser, I was about to say Damage Threshold. Damage Condenser actually acts as a pretty good deterrent here because, like, I don't want to hit you for a big amount of damage because then you just get a free dude. And that's kind of annoying. So I actually think... I'm just going to set one, and I think I'm just going to... I have a tough decision to make here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass, actually.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. There are cards that get me out of this. That's probably not one of them. I am going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn.
Okay. We'll draw. Ooh. Wow. That's really fucking good, actually. Normal Tenkabito Shien.
Ooh, you are not wrong about that being pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I'm going to go to battle.
Okay.
This I'm almost sure is going to get through.
It is definitely going to go through, and I have no choice at this point but to Damage Condenser, and I will discard, in this case, I think... I hate to do it. So long, Ruin Queen of Oblivion.
Wow, Ruin in the deck. Okay.
Yep.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you in your deck? Did I say that Damage Condenser was okay to resolve?
Are you going to use your malfunction again?
Buddy, how would it feel knowing that you lost this to double malfunction?
It would feel, well, I'll tell you how I feel when it happens.
I'm thinking here because, so the only punish to this is like exactly Karma Cut. That's actually not true. The third Miracle Kids also would save you here. So off Damage Condenser, you can get your own copy of Tenkabito Shien. You can also just get anything you want, essentially. But you have to get something big enough that's not going to die or lose you the game immediately here. But actually, anything that has over 100 attack will do that. So you've got a lot of options. Decisions. I think I will let this go.
Okay. Then I will summon myself a copy. Let's see. What am I going to put on the field with this? I think it's gotta be my own Tenkabito Shien.
Sure. I really don't want to give you a draw, but I actually don't want the Tenkabito Shien chilling around either. You could trade Shiens off, which doesn't really accomplish anything because you're like still dead at that point if you do. You know what? Actually, maybe passing here is the answer. I think I'm just going to do that.
Okay. I will draw for turn.
This is not Duelist Pack Chaz where level manipulation is... or level modulation is like, you know, a decent option. Chainsaw Insect is still scary. I don't want to give you a card.
Let's see what I want to do with this situation. That's not super ideal, but I think I do go for it here. I am going to main phase 1 tribute off the Tenkabito Shien for a Saber Beetle of my own.
That's a good one. Sure.
I'll go to battle phase and see that you are 100% baiting, and that was Karma Cut and not Malfunction.
I'll take the 9. That's fine.
Okay. I will end my turn at that.
I wish I could bait that good. That would be incredible. Okay. Main 1. Let's see.
One thing I love about Chainsaw Insect is, among the many bad things about the cards in this set, my absolute favorite is if you lose your Chainsaw Insect in the battle, your opponent still draws the card.
Yep.
Why does Konami hate GX cards so much?
To be fair, Chainsaw Insect did go on to be like a staple of Skill Drain Beatdown.
Oh, that's true.
This card was actually one of like the better cards out of this set, sadly. This one's a bit tricky. Saber Beetle is like the MVP of this set, I swear.
The real big dude.
Okay, I really don't want you getting a card, so I think what I'm gonna do is, and this is gonna be real sus, I'm gonna sack Chainsaw Insect for my own Saber Beetle.
Sure.
And then I actually think I'm gonna trade these off.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then that's gonna do it for me, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I will set a monster. And it's your go.
Okay, we'll draw. That's a pretty good one, actually. We'll go to main 1. All right. This actually seems pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to normal summon Disciple of the Forbidden Spell.
Yep.
And I do have one already engraved, so I get to use the effect here. I'm going to declare Earth, because he can hit over everything, but not a Sand Moth. But Sand Moth is Earth, so he'll actually be able to take that out as well. And now it's time to bring out the Doom Dozer.
Oh, you did in fact get it.
Yes.
Nuts. Okay.
So we're going to go to battle. We'll hit with the Disciple. Let's see what it is.
It is the Adhesive Explosive.
And will it matter in the face of the Doom Dozer?
It will not. I had my own malfunction in the back row. Of course you got the Doom Dozer.
Oh, man. Good game, buddy. Did you not have a Doom Dozer?
I got one Doom Dozer.
I just had one as well.
Games, or the first game I had one. So there is method behind my madness of running Ruin. So first of all, I pulled 2 Ruin, which, you know, that could have been 2 Demise, but the world can't let me have nice things. And the End of the World is a terrible card. And one of the reasons it's a terrible card is because it requires exact level for reasons unknown to me. Literally every other ritual spell requires the same or above. But this set is relatively well positioned for that, in that that's only 1 8 in a Doom Dozer, 2 4s, or a 6 and a 2, which are 2 things I ran in abundance. So I figured if I could get the extra special summon off, and especially with Miracle Kids in my back row, if I could discard like a Hero Kid off of it, she could get some work done. But, you know, it did not pan out.
So I also got 2 Ruin, and I thought the same thing. But then once I realized that End of the World functioned that way, I got very sad, because then you have to basically 3-for-1 yourself to get a Ruin out just for it to die to Karma Cut or Adhesive Explosive or something. So ultimately I just decided that wasn't worth it. It also sucked because with the End of the World not allowing you to over tribute, I pulled not 1, but 2 copies of Raphael, Lord of the Phantasms. And you know what, Robert? You know what? There's not a single fiend in this fucking set that you can play to summon that.
I got the one ulti Haman.
Oh my god. Yeah, one of mine was ulti and the other one was just regular. But I was just like, you know, at least Uriah and Haman might be playable, but Raphael, nope.
You would think Haman would be playable? I think there is maybe 1 continuous spell in the entire set.
Is it Ancient Gear Castle? Is that it?
Let me see. Yeah, I think it's Ancient Gear. Oh shit, no, there is not a single one.
Ancient Gear Castle's not even continuous? I thought I pulled one.
Let's see. Oh no, Samsara is continuous. I think Ancient Gear Castle. Yeah, Ancient Gear Castle is either a high rarity card or I have the weirdest luck on the face.
No, it's super, because I pulled it.
It's super.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is super.
So that is
so basically, you would have had to play Samsara and Ancient Gear Castle if you pulled it. To be fair, though, it plays with your Ruin strategy to shuffle the tribute monsters back into your
set. Absolutely. Definitely. I was like, okay, I was this close because I was like, because if Samsara added back to hand,
that would be pretty good.
There was a world where I played it.
I agree. I can't believe it just goes back to deck, though. No, So
It does.
my decision making with the chainsaw insect and the Saber Beetle, that seemed kind of sus, but what I was trying to figure out is if you had a copy of either Miracle Kids or Karma Cut, you would have used it there to protect your beetle. There's no universe where you wouldn't. And so once you let that go through, I knew that back row wasn't real. And so that allowed me then to basically just go all in with like the Doom Dozer here, because I was just so afraid that one Karma Cut was just going to turn the game on its head. I was also afraid if it was Karma Cut exactly, I wasn't going to have 2 insects engraved to banish for Doom Dozer, because Chainsaw Insect and Saber Beetle were my only 2 insects at this point. And so Karma Cut would have actually put a stop to that plan. And then I would have used my malfunction on the Karma Cut just to ensure they trade, because then, I mean, well, I guess you could just Karma Cut Doom Dozer at that point. So maybe that wouldn't matter. But in any case, I see you guys Chainsaw Insects as well.
I did. And I considered normal summoning the Chainsaw Insect and running over Tenkabito Shien, but my logic was for tribute summoning Saber Beetle was that you would have to, basically, with the exception of Doom Dozer, which there is literally nothing I could have done about anyway, you would have had to normal summon a monster that probably wouldn't have killed me, because I was guessing you weren't going to summon the second Chainsaw Insect and attack into my Chainsaw Insect and my Tenkabito Shien if I wanted to keep, or no, you would have had to attack with the Chainsaw Insect into my Saber Beetle. You would have given me the draw, and then I had my own Chainsaw Insect for the follow-up.
Right.
That was kind of my thinking there. And damn, the Doom Dozer punish to close out the game.
We're trying.
There's the Sand Moth would not have done me any good.
I'm glad you also got the Damage Condenser Hero Kid strat figure. I thought that was like the coolest thing, because like Miracle Kids is actually like a decent removal card if you get the Hero Kids engraved.
Yeah, definitely. And like Hero Kid, as we saw, you weren't going to be attacking with many monsters during the very early stages of the game.
No.
So even if you drew your Hero Kid, it's basically just like a free attack. Or if your opponent chooses not to, run over it, it's the opportunity to tribute summon a Saber Beetle, which is pretty cool.
My logic was as soon
he's
as...
a 2 for Ruin.
It is a 2 for Ruin. My logic was, though, is as soon as one Hero Kid hits the grave, Miracle Kids puts every combat almost in your favor, because we're going to be playing the exact same pool of monsters for the most part. So that means that, like, if our Disciples are going head-to-head, or if our Saber Beetles are going head-to-head, one Hero Kid in the graveyard can actually just be very advantageous for the player who has it. And so you don't have to go the full distance of getting all 3. Just one is enough to make Miracle Kids live. And so it was actually kind of cool to put that strat together. I didn't think it was going to be that good, and we didn't really get to see it show off all that much, but we actually did in the second game, now that I think about it, with you using double Miracle Kids to kind of clean up my board a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And if I had drawn any monsters that were like, half as dinky as what I got this game,
right,
between my Chain Thrasher and my triple Hero Kid in hand, it probably would have done a lot of work.
Did you pull any other crazy hollows though? Or
let's see, I don't think I got any hollows that I didn't play.
Okay.
I got an ulti Proto Cyber. That was my other crazy holo. Yeah, incredible stuff right there.
So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for another episode of Sealed Showdown. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons as always. So big shouts to Shout1317. Bro, I can't believe you painted a tunnel on the wall every fucking time, bro. Poor Gage. Cameron Smith, Chaotic Beatball, Tim00x3, Ian Musa, Guy, I'm Frank, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Yusuf Fast 05, Sylvia Wilds, Colt, TJ Iconic, Rockslide, Doll Up, Logan Thomas, Peter Gergie, Thomas Nelson, Jordan Coons, Calvin, Iron Blazing, Purice, Jesse Wood, True Nergasm, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, MBT Play Medolce, Nehru Celeste, David Liu, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, John Two Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Dacer, Carlos CT, Flannel Daddy, Ashlyn Jensen, Give Me Speed or to Give Me Death. Guys, please read your cards. CC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Matthew Brady, Large Marge is in charge. Max, Tom Russell, Ben Snatch Deal for Progression 2021. Chipotle Rice, Yan Omar, paint MBT like one of your French girls. All I want for Christmas are MBT's toes. Just keeps getting worse and worse. Super Dark Edge. MB Team is a bunch of horny gremlins. Yes, they are. And D's cards. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.